Over to X to find out the breaking news that's happening now. Brad Garlinghouse says what Amazon was to books, Ripple is to cross-border payments. So think about that one there. Also breaking today update, the SEC recognizes Cardano ADA for academic credentialing, government service smart contracts, and secure infrastructure management. So as you remember, the end of last year was the season of dino coins, meaning coins that have been around for a very, very long, dinosaur coins, right? Cardano being one of them, but Cardano also getting recognition from government contracts potentially in the future as well. And speaking of traditional finance and crypto finance, check this out. Coinbase Institutional tweeted out, we're excited to announce that Coinbase derivatives have filed with the CFTC to self-certify natural gas futures and Cardano, expanding our offering in both energy and crypto derivatives markets. We anticipate going live with these products March 31st, so stay tuned. Let's head over to Altcoin Pro University and take a look at what of our top analysts has for us today, March 14th Bitcoin update. Bitcoin took out the 85,290 as charted here. I'll show you the pictures in a second. As expected, we did retrace immediately, so there's strong sell pressure from shorts and also people who profited with their longs at these levels. Fundamentally, what got the pump was China and Russia is using Bitcoin, Ethereum, and stablecoins for oil trade with China and India to bypass sanctions. Risk on as equities go 2 to 3% with bigger names hitting 5 to 6%. Gold also paved the way as it traded above $3,000 for such a massive asset class. What this means is uncertainty if the US slaps tariffs and rescinds the BTC mandate. Unlikely, in my opinion. So what this gives us right now is superb trading ranges, and the ideas are de-risk at 85K, load up at 80K, the local lows. Alternatively, let it break out above 87,000. It must hold 86,000. Rebuy of consolidation strong, or if it retests the lower end of the trend line. So here is the image here. As we can see, it did hit the lows. That's $76,000, pumped itself up to this trend line, as we can see right here, currently coming in at $85,000. It is rejecting off of that level. So if it does break through this level and starts to accumulate here, look for potential moves to the highs into the 91. There is also potential of a break back down for a retest down here at the 80,000. When you're taking a look at the Bitcoin liquidation map, you can see all of these long positions down here from 78,000 up. There's significantly higher amounts of liquidity down to the downside. Market makers will often make a quick move to the downside, liquidate, and then finally make the move to the upside. There is not much liquidity sitting above this level up here up until about 87,000. It would wipe it all out. So there is potential of the move getting up to there. But market makers like to sweep as much liquidity as possible, so we'll watch and be careful of a potential breakback to the downside. And he went on levels for today. This week, take action near these levels. Do nothing crazy in between. Trade the range, upside targets, layer sells, take profits here. So at 86K, fully fill point of a breakdown. 89,000 before psychological number of 90 is where TPs are usually held. And we talk about that a lot on this channel if you're out there trading. And by the way, none of this is financial advice. This is just financial entertainment and education. When someone has a psychological level such as $90,000, you'll often see the market move just below the $90,000 move and then make a full-on retracement because everyone in their longs are having their take profits at an exact level as opposed, because they're greedy, of course, as opposed to being conservative and taking earlier profits. And we can look at some downside targets, and a good idea to layer in buys here would be at 82,000, the highest liquidation levels. $80,000 is the point of the bounce, 233 daily moving average, bidding of psychology number by Bitcoin believers. If it goes below that, you've got 77 to 78,000. That's the monthly low. Require price to be held and not break down further. Many liquidation points, as we covered in the pictures below. He finishes with keep stop losses tight and have dry powder. I'm assuming a fiery weekend, banter with the superpowers, reminder to take profit, some, and keep your powder dry. And you can see our community is active down below, asking questions, getting responses as well. So before we talk about XRP taking out Ethereum's fully diluted value, let's take a look at this super secret potential meeting and settlement going on behind closed doors. The end of the long-lasting legal battle between the SEC and Ripple might finally be on the horizon. Eleanor Tourette, former Fox Business journalist, reported that the case is in the process of wrapping up and could be over soon, citing two well-positioned sources. The journalist's post caught the eye of legal expert Jeremy Hogan. In response, he stated his opinion on that the only way that Ripple versus SEC lawsuit could be over soon. Hogan believes that the method is reaching a private settlement, which will potentially allow both parties to move forward without further court proceedings. However, there is a catch. The SEC will have to let Ripple operate without enforcing the court's original injunction. Yet such an outcome is not impossible. Another option is to return to the case to the trial court and get an amendment judgment, which carries risk since the judge may refuse. However, legal precedent suggests courts often defer to the SEC's position in the settlements. If a private settlement is reached, the details may remain undisclosed to the public, just like in the Taco Bell lawsuit back in the 2000s. And if you're wondering, like I was, what is this crazy Taco Bell? When I was reading that article, I was like, what are they talking about? Well, one significant case came decades that involves hepatitis outbreak linked to Taco Bell. In December of 2000, an outbreak was reported in Fruitland Park, Florida, where 30 people fell ill eating Taco Bell. Health investigators point out green onions was the likely culprit, showing a strong association with the illness. This wasn't a lawsuit against Taco Bell in the traditional sense, but rather a public health incident that could have led to legal actions from affected customers. Those specific lawsuit details from the event are sparse in my data. So did they sweep that under the rug? The other one that they mention here is the Psycho Dog, the Psycho Chihuahua cartoon character in a massive $500 million ad campaign without proper compensation. A federal appeals court upheld this ruling, confirming Taco Bell's liability. This case was a big deal at the time, focusing on intellectual property and contract disputes rather than food quality or safety. And then the biggest, most exciting thing here, now obviously it doesn't show up in the traditional sense of what people look at on CoinMarketCap for a say and things of that nature for the market cap here. This one's a little different. When it comes to XRP, they did flip the fully diluted value. The blockchain has been a big beneficiary from Trump's administration, while Ethereum continues to fend off competition from L1s. XRP's fully diluted value has surpassed Ether, according to March 14th data. The fully diluted value flip signifies a reversal of fortune for both Layer 1 blockchain networks beside the tokens. As XRP Ledger's decentralized finance ecosystem gains traction and Ethereum grapples with competitive competition from rival L1s such as Solana. As of March 14th, XRP's fully diluted value stood nearly $235 billion, more than $1 billion higher than Ethereum's, according to CoinGecko. Ether's market cap still leads at $233 billion versus XRP's $136 billion, the data showed.